Fantastic. So the last time these two teams saw each other was back in 2014. So we're going to see how that is going to go. Minnesota was the eventual winners of that game.
That was a fun morning game at the Rat's Nest in Seattle. The night after Minnesota played Rat City, when Terminal City drove down from Vancouver to say hello, and it was a fun game, fun morning.
The last time I saw these guys was in Sacramento, and I do got to say I'm really a big fan of Minnesota, so I am excited to see how this game is going to play out. My name is Dr. Jenny Fever. We're going to be hanging out here.
And I'm John Maddening, and we are ready to begin. Starting jammer here for Terminal City is Aveda Perron, number 52. Terminal City is, of course, playing in reds. And that is number 400, Brickyard, playing for Minnesota. Aveda Perron showing a lot of hard work yesterday in Terminal's first game.
Aveda was the high scorer for the first game that Terminal played yesterday. Both of our jammers still trying to get through the front of the pack. Brickyard doing some really fast moves. Takes a big hit to the outside, but sneaks by as they're trying to reform themselves. And Minnesota takes your first lead jam status.
First penalty goes to Sundown, followed very closely by Secondhand Smoke.
Aveda Perron just making her way out of the pack right now, but that is going to be the first 5 points put on the board here by Brickyard. Ooh, Aveda tries to do a big...
but not in time. 2 points scored by Terminal, 2 by Minnesota.
Yeah, Aveda tried to do a little jump of the track to get some points in that last there, but she found Diamond Rough hanging out on that inside line. Took a bit of a tumble to the inside as well.
So on that second pass, I don't know if Brickyard really saw just how fast Aveda Perron was moving. Already on her second pass, Brickyard able to come on through.
So we've got Made Insane in red for Terminal City, but quickly out as your lead jammer.
Yep, but she had to get a forearm penalty instantly as she was going through. So now Minnesota has to switch to full defensive mode. Lead jammer status goes to Terminal City's Made Insane.
So it does look like that penalty was assessed just before Secondhand Smoke became the lead jammer. So of course Made Insane was eligible to be lead jammer, which she now is for Terminal City. All of our blockers coming back onto the track here for Terminal City. We still have one blocker in there, and Made Insane is able to get 5 big points for Terminal City on the board, bringing us up to a tie in our second jam.
Tap to the outside, 2 to beat Scarman Electra and Secondhand Smoke. Holding her back as Jack Pipes, pardon me, out of the box and through.
Made Insane takes a little knock to the inside. She's going to have to start that recycle again as our jammer for Minnesota, Jacked Pipes, is making her way through. There's a star pass I didn't see. Oh, nice little spin there for Jacked Pipes, but then she finds Bruiseberry Pie reforming up at the front. Oh, I like all the spinning.
And pass through. 5 points scored there by Minnesota. Total of 10 after 2 passes for Terminal City. Bring the score up to even 12-12.
I like how this game is going already. Really nice to see the fan base out here this morning. It's really early, but so it's nice to see all of our Aquaman Army out there and all of our TCRG Reds. We've got Kim Jana, number 1223, is our jammer for TCRG. And that is Brickyard again.
Brickyard at the front of the pack, Kim Jana at the back. Diamond Rough bridging between the 2 packs.
Both of our defensive walls doing a great job of holding back the jammer, but there we go. Minnesota breaks out as a lead jammer for Brickyard. Kim Jana also out of the pack.
Kim Jana through as well. Brickyard on her first scoring pass. Thrust sips, picks up 2 unanswered points. Minnesota 14, Terminal City 12.
Kim Jana puts in a nice little push at the end there, see if she can pull in any points, but not quite able to get those points before that fourth whistle is blown. So we now have Minnesota taking the lead, 14-12.
Secondhand Smoke now wearing the Jammer Star for Minnesota, up against Moulin Bruise for Terminal City. Minnesota in the Army green with aqua accents. Terminal City in the red and black.
God, our jammers are moving so fast this morning. Both of them trying to use some fancy footwork to get around their packs. Secondhand Smoke gets recycled to the back, and she's going to have to start that pass again. The same with Moulin Bruise.
Secondhand Smoke, Minnesota's single member of Team USA.
Oh, Moulin finds a hole straight through the center, and she becomes your lead jammer here for Terminal. Secondhand Smoke is out of the pack as well. Give a little chase there by Flower Power, but not able to catch her, and both of our jammers now in a scoring position.
Yeah, Scarlet Bloodbath got called there on a multiplayer block, which, you know, she got the penalty, but she was able to slow down Secondhand Smoke in just enough time for Moulin Bruise to get through and pick up that lead jammer status.
Minnesota wall forming up at the front as Moulin tries to push her way through. Secondhand Smoke finds an inside line, and she comes out with some points. 3 points it looks like she got in that jam, in that pass.
Yeah, 3 points for Smoke, 4 points for Bruise. That means it's a 1-point game currently.
All of our penalties are now over. Everybody is on the track. Secondhand Smoke with another 4-point pass. Moulin Bruise has 2 more blockers to get past in the front of the Minnesota line. All the Minnesota blockers are now reforming up in front of her.
Track cut penalty on Lipitsky, sending her to the box. 4 more points now scored by Bruise. Still a 1-point game.
Scarlet Bloodbath, Eve Hollows, Skate Park, Flower Flower trying to do their best to slow down Secondhand Smoke. Moulin with a nice little apex try there, but she realized that her skate came in and started that pass again. Oh, nice. I really like the backwards that Secondhand Smoke is doing.
Smoke there doing a smart job leading with her hips, turning around, sticking her rear back, making sure that even if she's not getting past them, she's at least getting hips past to pick up those points, even if she's not able to pass the entire skater.
Yeah, I really like that. That was a nice move. That's some style points there.
Minnesota right now with a 3-point lead, 25-22, with 23 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Jack Pipes making her second appearance jamming today. She's up against Evita Perron, making her second appearance as well. Once again, splitting up the packs there. Minnesota in the back, holding back Evita Perron. Jack Pipes dealing with the Terminal City blockers up front. Scarman Electra knocks out Evita and retreats.
Both of our jammers getting knocked off the track just about the same time. Evita Perron makes it up to the front, but causes a big pileup of blockers.
Diamond Ruff, Gertrude Stein, and Scarman Electra coming up to the front, along with Yekaterina Lipitsky, bridging. Evita Perron knocked to the inside. Lead jammer status called to Jack Pipes. 45 seconds into it.
And we've got Evita Perron into the penalty box along with the pivot. I think there might have been a star pass attempting to be happen there, but both of those players got assigned a penalty. So only 3 blockers on the track right now, Terminal.
Scarman heading off to the penalty box. Jack Pipes pushes through. And that's 5 in the sky. A grand slam for Jack Pipes.
Flower Flower now on her way to the penalty box for Terminal. That means we've got 2 blockers in the penalty box right now. And a nice work for Jack Pipes as she makes it through on that inside line.
Additional grand slam there, 5 more points. Perron is down on the ground. The refs are calling the jam for a potential injury.
We've got our first aid team just coming onto the track right now. Going to make sure that she's okay.
Veda Perone still on her back as the EMTs are attending to her. Perone getting up and into the wheelchair on her own power. That's good to see.
Okay, that is Veda Perone.
We'll get you an update on her condition if we can, but a little later in the bout. But we'll move back to the action here as Brickyard, wearing the Jammer Star for Minnesota, going
Veda
up
Perone's
against Maiden
she's a tough
Sane.
cookie too,
Yeah.
so.
She's going up against Maiden Sane for Terminal City. As time is ready to begin again, we have 21-26 remaining on the first period. 36-22 in favor of Minnesota. Brickyard feints to the inside, goes back, becomes lead jammer, but gets knocked as she's getting knocked out by Bruceberry Pie.
Yeah, a big hit into the inside there by Scarlett. Recycles Brickyard back, but she is your lead jammer. Maiden Sane makes it out of the pack and forces that call off, just like you want to do if you're not lead jammer.
Maiden Sane turned to the ref, and she thought, but I thought I was lead jammer.
Yeah, she didn't see that. The Brigadier was called as your lead jammer just before. Okay, 12:23, Kim Jana back on the track here for Terminal City, and that is number 687.
Serendipity making her jamming debut with the Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars.
Oh, okay. Kim Jana trying to use that fast movement. She thought she saw a hole on the inside line, pushing through for it. Serendipity moving her blocking team up to the front of the packs. And Kim Jana makes a hole, and she becomes your lead jammer for Terminal City.
Nice hop, skip, and a jump through.
And it looks like that is a cutting the track penalty there for Serendipity as well. So here's an opportunity for Kim Jana to cut down on that lead that Minnesota All-Stars was able to put up in that last couple of jams. Terminal City blockers coming in to try and play a little offense as Kim Jana gets knocked to the inside, but we do have number 9, Secondhand Smoke, heading off to the penalty box for that.
Jana around the outside and picking up 5 points for Terminal City, bringing them up to 27.
We do have all of our blockers on the line here for Terminal City. It looks like they're going to try and come in and do a bit of a sweep there. Minnesota ready for that is number 40, Crest Almighty. I knew I was going to get it wrong. Crest Almighty was waiting for her on the outside line. Crust.
Kim Jana being held back. The back of the pack, Serendipity once again getting knocked to the outside, having to retreat. Making her way through again. And through. This time on her initial pass. As time expires. Through 5 points.
Yep.
On that first pass for Terminal City. 3 on the second, for a total of 8. And that brings Terminal City to 30 points within 6 of Minnesota. 18:42 to go. Rydell skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance, made in beautiful Red Wing, Minnesota. Rydell skates, another proud sponsor of the Big O.
Are they from Minnesota?
Of course.
I didn't know that.
All good things are from Minnesota.
All good things.
All good things.
I was going to make some Beverly Hills 90210 references here, but they left Minnesota, so we're good. Okay, Moulin Bruce pushing her way up to the front of the pack. It looks like that is going to be 2 lead jammers in a row here for Terminal City, as Moulin is our first jammer to get into a scoring position.
Pipes through as well. Half track behind. Bruce with a little apex hop through. Scores the 4 points and calls it off. That brings Terminal City to within 2 of Minnesota, 36-34. And a timeout is called by Minnesota.
Don't forget about the raffle prizes that you had that are available here from the Big O. We've got our grand prize is 2 RollerCon MVP passes plus a Bont Quadstar skate package.
Actually, the cool thing about that is that's 2 different prizes there. RollerCon, each of those MVP passes are separate, so 2 people have a chance to win RollerCon MVP passes. Allows access to all training classes at RollerCon in Las Vegas from July 27th through the 31st. 8 tracks, 70 coaches, 160 challenges, 24 bouts, uncountable seminars, social events, vendors, plus 1 uterus-shaped 24-hour pool. Derby Summer Camp every July. RollerCon.
Yeah, I only ever swim in uterus-shaped pools. That's my rule.
That must limit you in some way.
Well, it does a little bit. I don't swim a lot, I'd have to say, but when I do, it's in a uterus-shaped pool.
Yeah, well, for internal organ-shaped pools, I prefer the kidney because there's a lot of those. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's good.
Not a lot of spleens.
Your heart-shaped pools.
I used to have an appendix-shaped pool, but I had it removed.
Ah, boom.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It flooded, and you had to get it out. Yeah, okay. Anatomy joke's over. Thank you. That is Maiden Sane, who is your jammer here for Terminal City. Did a nice little underduck there. Pushed her way up to the front. Brickyard is your jammer. Yeah, I was right. Brickyard, your jammer for Minnesota.
Maiden Sane tapped out and held back by, as the crowd cheers, by Gertrude Stein. As Brickyard comes up for her scoring pass.
Sundown coming up for Terminal City to try and help Maiden Sane through, but that was a nice sneak through the inside for Brickyard, and 5 big points for Minnesota as Maiden Sane still trying to complete her initial pass.
Secondhand Smoke and Mad Rad both taking a seat in the penalty box. That leaves only 2 Minnesota blockers out on the track. Terminal City with a full complement of skaters right now.
Yeah, Gertrude Stein and Crust Almighty doing an amazing job of holding down that front wall.
Brickyard calling it with 3 points scored in that last pass to bring it up to 8. Minnesota now leads by 10, 44-34, 16:48 to go in the first half.
I'm really enjoying this game. Going well.
Yekaterina Levitsky making her jamming debut tonight. She's going up against Kim Jana for Terminal City.
We do have 2 Minnesota blockers in the penalty box right now. We're going into an official timeout. Terminal using this chance to do a little bit of a huddle for some strategy. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Seriously, Aquaman Army,
true.
I could not love you more. You're fantastic.
The crowd is now meeting and falling in love with the Aquaman Army. It's delightful. Roller Derby Solutions, get your league on track so you can focus on skating. Thanks for your sponsorship of the Big O, Roller Derby Solutions. And a big thanks to our friends at Tybach Production Services. They drove a couple of trucks into this building.
Yeah.
I mean, like through doors and stuff, not like through walls. So everybody at home can enjoy the Big O almost as much as everyone here can. But really, this is probably one of the coolest invitationals out there. And we've never been before. Minnesota's never been, and it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. No, Terminal City has been to every Big O since the beginning. Actually, this is my 3rd, but Terminal City was around for the very first one. So veterans of the Big O. But I got to say, huge shout out to Eugene Roller Derby. Like, they are such amazing hosts. They do such a great job of this tournament. Everything is run so smoothly. Like, I've never seen a tournament start so much on time.
Yep.
Every time. They do such an amazing job. So huge shout out, Eugene.
They're running 3 tracks with women's, with men's, with juniors, and just everybody here is it's just fantastic. It's just so much fun. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody wants to help, and it's just so great.
Okay, Kim Jana's got her blocker well up to the front. A little bit help there by Scarlet Bloodbath. Kim Jana just one more blocker to get through. And she's getting a track cut
on Kim Jana up there. Gertrude Stein and Diamond Ruff knocked her out. Lipitsky picks up lead jammer for Minnesota.
We've got one blocker in the penalty box here for Terminal City as well, so only 3 blockers out there for Lipitsky to get past. See if she's going to be able to pad up that lead that they have there, and she's going to start with 5 points. Another blocker heading to the penalty box here for Terminal City.
Bruceberry Pie is going to take a seat as well, and it's now a minivan situation for Minnesota, as there are only 2 blockers left on the track for Terminal City. Lipitsky uses that to her advantage and picks up an additional 5 big roller derby points as Kim Jana returns, as well as Eve Hollows. So now only 1 terminal blocker in the box right now.
A little bit of pile up there as Kim Jana gets knocked to the ground. Takes herself to the inside, as you can see that the Minnesota blockers were standing up right in front of her. Another 4 points on the board. So far, 14 points for Lipitsky.
And with Bruceberry Pie returning, all skaters are now on the track.
Oh, we had our first scar pass of the day here, as Scarlet Bloodbath is now your jammer for Terminal City. Not quite able to catch up to the back of the pack before any points were scored, but those playing along at home, 1 scar pass.
Yeah. Her name is Scarlet Bloodbath. I just love it so much. Scar pass. Scar passes are my favorite.
Moulin Brews wearing the jammer star for Terminal City. Up against Jacked Pipes for Minnesota.
Timeouts.
So I called by Terminal City's coach. Who was out, I believe, seeking some clarification from the officials in the center. Now officially calling a timeout.
Okay, timeout Coach Lime for Terminal City. We talk a little about Sin City Skates here. Number 1, over 25 combined years of on-track derby experience, sincityskates.com. Number 2, 100% staffed, owned, managed, and currently rostered roller derby players since 2005. And number 3, Sin City Skates, where customer service is the name of our game.
Play begins again. 5 in the sky are up. The whistle blows, and here we go. Moulin Brews with an early jump out. Lead jammer.
Yeah, nice work on the outside there. Moulin Brews. She's quickly your lead jammers. We still have number 3, Jacked Pipes, fighting her way through. She has just gotten through the pack up at the front. Terminal City Wall reforming to come in and see if they can do a little bit of help before they have to set up again. And Moulin up to the front with 4 points.
Jacked Pipes, though, catching up extremely fast.
Our Minnesota Wall moving up to the front, see if they can reform before Moulin gets up there.
Ooh, Pipes knocked out there by Inkshot. Having to retreat way back, way back.
Both of our jammers getting recycled back at the same time as the pack is able to reform themselves. Mulan facing the Minnesota blockers up at the front. Jacked pipes in the back. Multiplayer block being called here for Minnesota, and Mulan has to let go up at the front of the pack from a no-pack situation.
8 points so far scored by Mulan Bruise, and with one additional pass, that's answered for by Jack Pipes. So the score differential remains the same.
Oh, that was really good. Jack Pipes comes up to the back of the pack, gives her blockers a little bit of a shove, which pushes Mulan to the outside as well.
Palmer taking out Rhea Volt there.
That is going to be a cutting the track penalty here for Mulan as Jack Pipes is trying to fight her way up through the front of the pack. We do have all of our Terminal City blockers forming up in front of her. Missy trying to pull Jack Pipes back, but gets a huge hit from a Minnesota blocker and not able to pull back that far.
3 points were scored on that last pass before she was called out for that track cut. So that was a total of 11 points scored by Terminal City in that last jam. 12 scored by Minnesota. So score totals right now, 73 for Minnesota, 45 for Terminal City.
Mulan Bruise starting this jam in the penalty box. That's number 400, Brickyard, out there for Minnesota. Brickyard comes through as your lead jammer up there in turn 1. Diamond Rough coming up to try and do a little bit of offense there. Flower Power trying to slow down Brickyard a little bit, but Brickyard is able to pull in 5 points as Mulan Bruise comes out of the penalty box and enters into the pack.
Yeah, she skidded a bit and slowed it down, which allowed Flower Power to get in front of her and slow her down yet a bit again. This time, Brickyard knocked out in turn 2. Retreating again.
Star pass.
Mulan heading off to the penalty box without the helmet cover, so I think there may have been a scar pass in there. Yeah, there we go. That was a scar pass, and now that is Scarlet Bloodbath.
So that's 4 more points added to Brickyard's total of 9 so far this jam. The star has been passed to Scarlet Bloodbath of Terminal City, number 47.
Our Minnesota team doing an amazing job of holding Scarlet Bloodbath back here. They've pretty much got her locked up.
Additional 5 points added. Scarman Electra trying to get out of the pack to go to the penalty box, being armbarred by one of her teammates.
Man, Brickyard powerhoused her way through that pack. She got herself 4 more points. That is going to bring a total of 18 points here for Minnesota.
Big move from Minnesota, bringing them up to 91. 0 points scored in that jam by Terminal City. They are at 45. 10 minutes to go in the first half. And you can visit the Wild Duck Cafe for fresh-made sandwiches, salads, snacks, coffee, as well as your favorite beverage. You can also visit the Lobby Grill for traditional burgers, fries, and hot dogs. New this year, buffalo tempeh wraps and fish tacos. That, of course, is if you're here in the Lane County Convention Center. Not for those of you watching at home. You don't have those many choices that the Wild Duck Cafe provides you.
Maiden Saint is your lead jammer here in this jam. 2 blockers in the penalty box for Minnesota. Maiden Saint able to come through with 4 points for Terminal City. Lipinski, our jammer here, with Griffith and Palmer doing some slowing down there, and that's another 4 points for Maiden Saint. We've got our jammers neck and neck as they're coming around the track, setting up to come back into the pack. We do have all of our Minnesota blockers back on the track now.
Lipinski on her second pass here, her first scoring pass, already near the front. Terminal City doing a great job of recycling, falling up in front of her. Madrad trying to stop the reverse flow here. Lipinski comes in behind Griffith. Tries to slalom through, but again, that Terminal City is able to reform that wall in front of her. Fantastic defense being played here now in this jam by Terminal City.
Maiden Sane gets knocked to the inside again, and it looks like that is a high block.
Forearm penalty goes to Gertrude Stein.
And Lipinski
block.
heading to the penalty box. High block. And we've got Maiden Sane with 5 points already. One Minnesota blocker in the penalty box. Palmer coming up trying to clean in the inside. A little bit of help there by Hits.
Yeah, this is exactly what Terminal City needs to capitalize on here. These penalties for Minnesota. Maiden Sane already having 13 points, unanswered points right now. Five more points and a big move by Terminal City. Total of 18. Lipinski scored 3 before she went to the box.
Yeah.
So the score as it stands right now with 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Minnesota 94, Terminal City 63.
Yeah, a nice push there by Maiden Sane. We've also got Kim Jana on the line. She's going to get herself a bit of a power start as we still have Lipinski in the penalty box.
Looks like there was a scoring change there. Terminal City picked up an additional point. They are now at 64. Minnesota at 94. That's a 30-point differential. Terminal City not noticing that the jam had started. That allowed Lipinski to get out, to serve her last few seconds and get out of the box and have a chance to become lead jammer still.
Yeah, both of our jammers still fighting it out for lead jammer. Kim Jana pushing up to the front. Bruceberry Pie able to move her way up. We got a big pile up, and it is.
Lipinski's through. Lead jammer, Yekaterina Lipinski.
Nice work for Lipinski. She definitely saw her hole and took it.
Elbow penalty on Gertrude Stein sends her to the box.
Kim Jana also to the penalty box. So Lipinski now with her opportunity increase that lead here that Minnesota has as our time is running down on this period. Terminal City blockers trying to hold her down. Nice hit by Flower Plower.
Lipinski falls flat on her back, calls it off. 4 points.
Kim Jana is standing in the penalty box, but that does give Jacked Pipes a power start here, and I'm sure Minnesota's going to set up for that.
Looks like Bruceberry Pie is taking a penalty, legal procedure probably. She got knocked down by Lipinski, ended up having to take off her skate. Jack Pipes now jamming for Minnesota. This is your lead jammer up against Kim Jana once again.
Kim Jana is out of the... Oh, that was so good. What a beautiful apex jump there. 4 points by Jack Pipes. That was amazing. Kim Jana still trying to fight her way through, kind of drafting Jack Pipes through that pack. Takes a little bit of a stumble, which does allow some of our Minnesota blockers to come and reform in front of her, as that is going to be another 5 points for Jack Pipes. Gertrude Stein at the front doing a little bit of stopping of Kim Jana there, but she does eventually have to let her go. And nice work for Jack Pipes. That's another 4 points on the board just as Kim Jana reaches the back of the pack. 13-point jam.
And that puts Minnesota over the century mark with 111 points. Terminal City's 64. Kim Jana seems to be having some problems with her hockey helmet being a little too large for that jammer cover.
Yeah, it did fall off there. Moulin Bruce back up the line against Brickyards.
Minnesota head coach Spike in the center having to run out as the whistle's blowing. Brickyard versus Moulin Bruce.
Looks like Bruceberry Pie heading back to the penalty box here. And that is Brickyard getting herself lead jammer status. Moulin Bruce with a quick work to the outside, also out of the pack and putting on the Jets.
Bruce is through and some fantastic fast skating. But Brickyard through first. gets 4 points and calls it off. 115 for Minnesota with just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Left Turn Clothing, uniforms that move with you. Another proud sponsor of the Big O tournament. Also, I can personally attest to this next sponsor as of last night, Ninkasi Brewing Company. Locally brewed beers.
Good beer.
Delicioso.
Maiden saying your jammer for terminal, but quickly out as your lead jammer. That is Minnesota. Serendipity.
Just her second jamming appearance tonight so far.
Serendipity hits
a slide and called it off.
Yeah, big wall of blockers there, calls it off.
Yeah, I think the one big negative for Minnesota right here in this entire tournament is this floor. Minnesota's used to practicing on polished concrete, and the sport court. Although they say this court is a lot better than a lot of ones they played on, it still is a different surface, and it's a different feel for your skates. You got to change out your wheels, have different wheels. It's just a different feel to skating. And I know there's a beautiful concrete floor underneath this, which is doubly painful, I think, for Minnesota.
Terminal City does a lot of their practicing on broken concrete, so anything is better. Let's toughen them up. And Moulin Brews out as your lead jammer here for Terminal. Our Minnesota jammer just getting out of the pack here. Moulin entering the pack to try and put some points on the Terminal City side as we roll down our period clock.
Pipes on the outside, manages to stay in and lap. 4 points.
Oh, that was a huge hit. Some serendipity
Brews
late on Moulin Brews.
Calls it off just as Shiver Me Kimbers gets called out for an elbow penalty.
I see Aveda Perron. Aveda's back on the bench.
It's good news for Terminal City fans. Aveda Perron is back on the bench. So luckily, must have just gotten the wind knocked out of her.
We've got Made Insane in red for Terminal City. That is Brickyard for Minnesota. Oh, that was a nice move to the inside line. Some beautiful spin there as Brickyard is your lead jammer. Just 1 minute left on the clock here as we roll down our first period.
Oh, nice little apex jump through. Picks up 5 points for Minnesota.
Man, she's killing it with style in this jam. We've had ourselves a star pass here, and that is Sundown. Nice work for Minnesota. That is another 8 points on the board, bringing them up to 127-67. We still have 30 seconds on our clock, which means we're probably going to get another period. Well, we're going to get another period because that's just generally what happens. Another jam.
60 points separate these two teams as Lipitsky takes on Red Sonja. Red Sonja making her first jamming appearance this morning.
Yeah, Red Sonja, fresh jammer here for Terminal City. Lipitsky had a really fabulous last jam the last time she was out here.
Bit of a rugby scrum kind of action, looking back a few years here. As the pack separates a bit, Lipitsky jumps and gets on through. Lead jammer goes to Lipitsky. Multiplayer block on Rhea Volt.
Red Sonja taking a bit of a hit to the inside, still fighting her way through that front wall of blockers, getting knocked out again. Bruceberry Pie ensures that she doesn't get knocked out too far, but she does get a cutting the track penalty.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you see it happening and you want to say, no!
Don't do it. So here we go, big end here for Minnesota RollerGirls as we have a power jam. Oh, nice work there by Scarlet Bloodbath. That does put Lipitsky to the outside. We've got some hits trying to go on to Scarlet Bloodbath so that doesn't count, but it sure did.
And a smart fall there by Lipitsky too, able to maintain the her skates inside inside the out of bounds section.
So that is going to be the end of the beginning of our halftime. So that is 10 more points on the board for Minnesota RollerGirls. So we are going into our second half with the score of Minnesota 137, Terminal City 67. This does give you some opportunity to go and buy yourself a raffle ticket now or check out some of the action on another one of our 2 tracks that you're going to see here at the Big O. So John Manning, we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
That's true.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today testing helmets to see if they pass the multiple impact certification test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program.
Hi, Ivana Spankin and Trish the Dish here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our living room in 2005 and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot warehouse and showroom where we stock everything for derby. If it's derby related, we probably have it. Need help? With a combined on-track derby experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell and we know the difference between facts and our opinions. We're always happy to share both with you to help you make the right decisions. So call us, SinCitySkates.com.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy
I skate
shop.
on the Antec AR1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and add-on B-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear. I'm Double Banks and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a fast girl.
I'm a salted peanut, and I'm a fast girl.
I'm Afro Jamma, and I'm a fast girl.
You can be a fast girl too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi, I'm Trish the Dish, and this is Ivana S. Spankin, and we're here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our Las Vegas living room in 2005, the first shop ever dedicated to roller derby, and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot mecca in San Diego, where we stock everything for our sport. Need help? With a combined on-track experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell, and we're happy to share that experience and knowledge with you. So contact us, sincityskates.com.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game. Love that site and the workouts.
Rehab has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in
Booty Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
City All-Stars. We've got just a few seconds left until Derby in case you are just joining us or you don't remember what happened because you started doing some day drinking. Minnesota 137, Terminal City 67. And hey, no judgments. because I'll be joining you in 30 minutes. As we left off, we do have the Terminal City Jammer in the penalty box with a power start here for Brickyard. Everybody starting up at the front, which gives Brickyard a skating start to it, and she's doing a nice job. Almost takes a hit out by Maiden Sane, but is able to come through as your lead jammer as Red Sonja enters into the pack. Red Sonja's going to get a high block.
High block on Red Sonja. Sends her right back into the box. It allows Brickyard to get through and become lead jammer.
Do you know if she finished her initial pass before she got into the penalty box, or if that was done before?
She did.
Obviously
not,
before,
yep.
but yeah.
Did not, yep. Brickyard through 4 or 5 points. Bringing Minnesota up to 147, now an 80-point lead.
Oh, nice. This is a great pass here for Brickyard and a strong start for Minnesota in our second period, as that is already 15 points on the board. Another 4 points here as we go into our third pass.
As Red Sonja is back and through now on her initial pass.
And that was a star pass for Terminal City as Maiden Sane becomes the jammer. But a nice jam there. That's 23 points to start off this period here for the Minnesota RollerGirls.
A big hi and hello to my good friend Captain Lou, watching back home in Canada. He couldn't make the trip with his skaters this weekend due to a recent hilarious medical incident.
Yes, yeah, totally hilarious.
Well, he's got free healthcare, so it's all right.
That is true. That is a good point. That is Aveda Perrone back on the track, you guys. That is a nice thing to see. She is your jammer here for Terminal City. Both of our jammers getting recycled, and we still do not have anybody come out as lead jammer, but Palmer doing a nice job of recycling jacked pipes.
Pipes pushes through and becomes lead jammer for Minnesota.
And Aveda Perrone getting a penalty from our outside penalty. That is going to be a cutting the track for Aveda Perrone. And I think that's also going to be a cutting the track penalty here for jacked pipe. So not only are we going to play 2 full minutes here. So that's not going to be a full 30-second penalty for either jammer, but Aveda Perrone does have a few minutes here, a few seconds to complete her initial pass. And we do get a low block penalty here for Minnesota. Aveda Perrone, 1 jammer left to get through, so she is now out into a scoring position. Jacked pipes also out of the penalty box. Getting some work at the back of the pack there by Hit and Miss Griffith. Aveda Perrone, 4 big points there for Terminal City. Griffith and Jack Pipes go to the outside. Palmer doing some nice recycling.
So 4 points already for Aveda Perrone, who completes her pass. And this time picks up 5 to bring them to 7, to bring them to a total of 9. Math is easy. And Perrone is already through on another pass to the back of the pack. Pipes makes her initial scoring pass for 4 points. Perrone, let's see, we're seeing what she scored there. She scored 4 as well in that last pass, so that was a nice move for Terminal City. 13 points, bringing them up to 80. Minnesota scored 4, bringing up to 164. 84-point differential right now. Minnesota in the lead.
So happy to see Aveda Perrone not only back onto the track, but doing a good job. 1, 2, 2, 3. Kim Jana on the line. She's going to be jamming. Lipitsky's going to be jamming here for Minnesota. Kim Jana pushing the way through the track. Lipinski up at the front of the track. She's got 2 Terminal City blockers. Trips a little bit on her way out, but she is your lead jammer here for Minnesota. Lead jammer, Minnesota. Terminal City, I think we had a Scar pass there, but Scarlet Bloodbath on her way to the penalty box for a high block.
Oh, and a track cut on Lipinski. So 2 in a row.
So again, not very long for either jammer to serve in the penalty box. That does release Scarlet Bloodbath as our jammer here for Terminal City.
Yeah, 2 in a row of these truncated jammer penalties, resulting in full 2-minute jams. Lipinski already out of the box. Oh, with a nice apex jump. 5
that was
points.
so good. That was a beautiful apex jump there for Lipinski. Scarlet Bloodbath trying to get herself an apex jump. Doesn't quite land it. Lipinski gets past Eve Hollows. Again, a little bit of a tripping up at the front of the pack, but that does not matter because she is out and she's got herself 5 points. Eve Hollows trying to brush up, get some of those people out of Scarlet Bloodbath's way, but Minnesota doing some nice recycling. Looks like Breezeberry Pie was able to get Lipinski to the inside of the track. Both of our jammers pulled way back. Scarlet Bloodbath is going to get recycled out again. And another 5 points for Lipinski. 15 points on the board here for Lipinski in this jam. 2 really strong jams here for Minnesota.
15 unanswered points for Lipinski. 179 to 80. That's a 99-point lead now for Minnesota, who seems to have slept off the initial cobwebs they had here at the beginning.
Give a bit of a shout out here to all of our fans up in Canada who are watching us right now, especially our fans in Vancouver, talking about Jay and Frankie right now. What time is it in Minnesota?
It's 2 hours later.
Oh, so yeah, you guys are...
Yeah, we're fine.
It's all fine. It's like lunchtime. Enjoy your sandwiches, Minnesota.
Yeah, they're watching at Camp Bar, one of our sponsors.
Oh, beautiful work for Brickyard. Oh.
Lead jammer.
Such
Mulan
a nice
bruise.
Yeah, it was just such a nice pass for Brickyard. Sorry, I'm still going to think about that one a little bit. Brickyard finds a hole on the inside, immediately speeds up and closes that up. Terminal City blockers were trying to help Mulan Bruise get out of that pack, and Brickyard took advantage of that. 5 big points. Mulan Bruise caught in the back of that blocking wall by Minnesota. Nice work by Kim Jana on the inside line. That does put Brickyard to the outside. Brickyard has an amazing get-up again here as she is fighting her way through the front of the pack. Minnesota all over Mulan in the back of the pack there. Sundown getting herself a penalty as Brickyard is going to get 5 more points. We've got penalties galore going on right now as half the track is leaving to the penalty box. Mulan still trying to complete her initial pass as Brickyard rolls off a huge hit and gets another 5 points. 15 points so far here for Brickyard.
She's gonna beat sine waves her way through, knocking into other players as she slaloms. Passes Palmer, picks up an additional 5. That brings her total up to 20 on this jam. Still plenty of time left to go in this jam. And a track cut on Mulan Bruise.
Yeah, Mulan gets a track cut, and she's just past that line of no return, so she's going to have to skate all the way around for it. But we do have all of our blockers on the track as we start up our next jam, but it is going to be without the Terminal City Jammer for 30 seconds.
So that was a 23-point jam
for
Brickyard, bringing Minnesota up to 202, passing the double century mark. Terminal City at 80, 21 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in this game.
That was like those last 3 jams for Minnesota. Bam.
Yeah. Whistle blows and we are off again. Lead jammer for, very little strange situation there.
Oh, no, that is a cutting the track there. Skate Park got our jammer to the inside line, so that means Jack Pipe is going to go to the penalty box, which is going to release Mulan.
Yep. She was declared lead jammer and then instantly cut the track. I think she thought that she was through.
Mulan doing some nice push at the front of the track. She is going to get herself free. And Mulan is out of the pack. Both of our jammers up in that corner now.
Scarlet Bloodbath pulling back.
Oh.
Oh, and another.
Mulan tried to save
My
herself on that
goodness.
one, but she was rotating too far, and she got a cutting the track penalty. So back to the penalty box. Jacked Pipes out of the penalty box and completed that pass. Another big hit to the outside there by Skate Park. Skate Park is going to get a penalty for that, but did the work.
Out of bounds block by Skate Park. Sends her to the box. 5 points as Jack Pipes. Gets past Bruceberry Pie. And already on her next scoring pass.
Eve Hollow's coming up to
Boom.
try to do a bit of a pass there. Gets a little sticky on that floor.
Yeah, Eve Hollows there just kind of chose one direction, and unfortunately for her, it was the wrong direction. Goes down on her knee, and that allowed Jack Pipes to get through.
And Jack Pipes gets another 4 points.
That'll bring him up to 14, this jam so far.
Oh.
And a nice apex jump, picking up 5. 19-point jam.
Oh, man, that was right at the whistle, too. That was good.
3 points were scored there by Moulin Bruce.
Oh, Minnesota, you are the state of our heart. As nice seems to be that could just be a Canada cheer as well, too. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Maiden Sane back on the track here for Terminal City.
Her 7th jam. Serendipity's 3rd. And she is your lead jammer for Minnesota. Good 2/3 of the track ahead right now.
Terminal City trying to speed this pack up and allow Maiden Sane a chance to catch up. Serendipity sees her there. Maiden Sane with a beautiful jump, but not quite able to pull in any points as that jam was called off.
4 points scored by Minnesota. Just in time as Secondhand Smoke was coming up there and trying to bash apart that front wall.
Okay, we've got Lipinski back up on the line. Veda Perone in red, Terminal City. Both these jammers extremely fast.
And Lipinski with a forearm penalty, sending her to the penalty box.
This could be a big opportunity here for Terminal City as Veda Perone takes a hit to the outside, but she still is your lead jammer, Terminal City. Veda Perone out of the track now. Terminal City blockers coming in to try and clear her a little bit of space to get those points. Through to the outside, takes a bit of a tumble.
And it looks like a forearm penalty called on Diamond Ruff.
Nice work, Veda Perone to the outside. That is going to be 5 points for Terminal City. So Terminal City through to the outside. Veda Perone takes a little bit of a tumble there. Nice hit by Gertrude Stein.
And we have a star pass to Gertrude Stein.
She was busy in those last few seconds there. A hit to the outside, a star pass. Nice work. It's those feminists, they're good at it. Oh, some beautiful blocking going up in the front wall here. Flower Power, Eve Hollow, Scarlet Bloodbath trying to keep Gertrude Stein as Veda Perone is trying to push.
Oh, and a track cut on Trudy.
So that is a track cut, Minnesota. Veda Perone, again, the only jammer on the track.
Looks like her jam ref was about to call a no pass, no penalty, but the outside pack ref, after conferring with him, decided that it was a cut after all. 3 points scored by Trudy.
So a nice work there for Aveda Pro. Puts another 10 points on the board here for Terminal City, and they are going to get a power start as we still have our jammer in the box.
And Minnesota is going to use their official review to review, I'm sure, that penalty there against Trudy. Notorious Gear Deodorant by Notorious RED. Smell clean even if you play dirty. Another proud sponsor of the Big O. Remember, there's still time for you to enter the Big O raffle. If you're here, of course. $1 for 1 ticket. You can also buy 20 tickets and get 10 free. That's 30 tickets for 20 bucks. The prizes include, you've heard about the RollerCon MVP passes, the Quad Star skate package, a backpack, wheels, and toe stops from Moda. Big O has T-shirts and 2 tickets to the 2017 Big O. Bruce Skate News has skate news in your color of choice. Radar Wheels offers new Halo wheels, a 1-year membership to Roller Derby Athletics, gift certificates to Sin City Skates. Whole ton of fun prizes available. So just check at the center table between tracks 2 and 3 right here at the Big O, and you can enter. I know I bought some tickets.
Oh, fantastic!
How about some tickets?
Yeah, right. Well,
see.
Why not?
Just not the big things, because I'm not checking any luggage.
All right, even another shout here to Roller Derby Athletics, founded by one of the former Terminal City All-Stars, actually, Booty Quake. So that was a review on the no pass.
Big thanks to everyone watching all over the world. Watching a ton of international teams here this weekend. Watching at home on WFTDA.tv. Remember, 2 big bouts tonight are going to be on ESPN3 for those of you.
That's amazing. Or on WFTDA.tv for everyone in Canada. Or YouTube.
And Helsinki. And Australia.
So Kim Jana is your jammer for Terminal City, who's going to try and take advantage of this power start. As you can see, as our Minnesota Roller Derby blocker is still in the penalty box, that official review was not retained, as it was determined that the no pass hand signal was erroneous and that the cutting the track penalty stands. So Kim Jana, lead jammer here for Terminal City.
And out of play penalty to Shiver Me Kimbers. She'll take a seat in the box. As Gertrude Stein is back in, jamming for Minnesota.
Gertrude Stein needs to complete her initial pass. Kim Jana on a scoring pass. She takes a bit of an hit to the inside, strikes her skate a little bit, make sure she does not get that penalty, which is nice work. But a cutting.
Oh, and a track cut, yes, on Terminal City's Kim Jana. And a star pass to Brickyard.
So Kim Jana off to the penalty box. Brickyard now your jammer for Minnesota. Brickyard having a fantastic game so far. She's definitely going to be able to take advantage of this point situation. Sundown, some beautiful blocking to the inside line.
Minnesota separating Griffin from the rest of her pack, allowing Brickyard to get through. 5 points for Brickyard.
Terminal City wall forming up at the back of the pack. Palmer able to slow Brickyard down a little bit. Another hit to the inside from Sundown.
Kim Jana returns and is in the thick of it. Sundown retreats about 30 feet. Brickyard back in. Oh, gets tapped out. Nice job by Inkshot there. We then will take a seat. 4 points scored on that last pass by Brickyard. 4 as well by Jana.
Inkshot, a recent pickup for Terminal City as she joins us from the Mainland Misfits.
So that was a 9-point total for Minnesota that time, bringing them up to 234. A 4-point total for Terminal City, bringing them up to 97.
Jack Pipes back up on the line here for Minnesota. Made Insane for Terminal City. Jack Pipes tries to do quick work to the inside, but she finds Bruiseberry Pie waiting for her. And it is Made Insane for Terminal City, who is your lead jammer.
Nice job by Made Insane there, picking up the Grand Slam.
So our Minnesota jammer also out of the pack. We've only got 2 blockers right now, and Made Insane is able to slip past them.
An additional 4-point pass for Made Insane, bringing her up to 9.
Oh, Made Insane pumps
Wow.
up to the front of the pack. That is going to be another 5 points for Terminal City.
So this jam is pushing Terminal City past the century mark to 111 so far.
Our Terminal City blocking team doing an amazing job of holding Jack Pipes back as Made Insane fights out to the front for another 5 points.
19 points so far for Made Insane.
Oh, Made Insane up to the front of the pack again. Jack Pipe still trying to get past Bruiseberry Pie and Scarlet Bloodbath. She finally makes it out there and gets 4 points for Minnesota.
24 for Made Insane. She steeps on, keeping on. Gets tapped out to the inside by Captain Polly Punchkin.
Again, nice work by the Scarlet Blood.
Fancy footwork from Made
Wow.
Insane. 4 points. Bring him up to 28 in this jam alone.
Made Insane having a fantastic jam here. Some nice work by Bruiseberry Pie on the outside, and that gives Made Insane more points. Get some little hits coaching there from Coach Lime, says keep on going. Just a few seconds left in this jam. Let's see if Made Insane's going to put some more points on the board for Terminal. That is 2 more points, you guys. Made Insane with
a 35-point jam for Made Insane.
Yes. Everybody in
My
Canada,
goodness
put some
gracious.
maple syrup on those pancakes and celebrate.
She just scored an additional third of the points that her team had for this entire first 50 minutes of the game.
That was real nice.
That's fantastic. Minnesota takes a team timeout, as one might do in a situation such as this.
Good call.
Thanks to our friends at Castle Megastore for providing their support for this tournament, this Big Ode 2016. Rest of the day here on track 2. Next up, you're going to see the B teams from Texas and Angel City. After that, you're going to have men's action from San Diego versus Texas. Then Minnesota versus Vancouver, men's action. After that, back to the women with Helsinki versus Rat City. And closing out the day, Sacred City versus Aldriki.
I do like that our women's teams and our men's teams are fighting off today. Battle of the Nice.
Yep. Minnesota taking on Terminal City, and then Minnesota's men's team, the TC Terrors, taking on Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver Murder.
That's a scary name.
I know, right?
I'm
That's the
frightened.
point. Murder.
All right, Aveda Perrone wearing the Jammer Star for Terminal City up against Serendipity for Minnesota.
We've got all of our players on the track, so we're going to start this in a full 5-on-5. Everyone rested after our 1-minute timeout. I think Aveda Perrone might have just got called for cutting. Somebody got called for cutting. And it was Aveda Perrone. Yeah,
Oh,
Aveda
dear.
Perrone takes a cutting the track penalty. Her foot went outside. So that does
Unfortunately, for Terminal City, is probably going to stop that momentum that they get. A lot of times, you get this when you score that big in a row. You're just the feeling that you can do no wrong keeps on keeping on. But this time, unfortunately, for Terminal City, they kind of stop right there. But that's a big move. 35 points in a single jam, especially when they're behind by so many. Serendipity through for 5 points.
Terminal City blockers did a nice job of holding Serendipity back in that previous pass there, too. So she's definitely going to get 5 points on that one. But
Veda Perone back in the track. Minnesota's already forming that back wall.
Oh.
And a toe stop. Flies off and is caught by Minnesota's head coach Spike. Serendipity calls it off after scoring 3. 0 points for Veda Perone.
If you lost your toe stop, we've got it on the Minnesota bench. Who's going to win? Whose toe stop was that?
Check your toe stops, friends.
That was a
both
Minnesota
teams.
toe stop. That was Serendipity's toe stop, actually. To imagine it must be hard jamming without that front toe stop. Moulin Bruce back up on the line here for Terminal City. I believe that is Brickyards for Minnesota.
Terminal City with the 4-3 pack advantage, with Minnesota's Mad Rad sitting in the box right now.
Brickyards have a bit of an advantage there, but Terminal City able to form that wall up at the front again, and cutting the track penalty.
Brickyard.
So Moulin Bruce with an opportunity here. She can make her way out of the pack, and she does. Moulin is your lead jammer. Everyone follow Moulin. Moulin now going to see if she can put some points on the board here. Beautiful work to the outside. Nice work, Moulin. 5 points for Terminal City. We've got just over 7 minutes left in our second period. Brickyard is out of the penalty box and into the pack now. Moulin taking a hit to the outside, getting recycled back.
Polly Punchkin bridging. Brickyard with 0 points that jam. Terminal City picks up 9 from Moulin Bruce.
Score is currently 250 for Minnesota, 141 for Terminal City. 7 minutes on the clock. Again, this is our first game here on track 2 of the Big O. There is so much more action going on today. Hope this is how you're going to spend your sunny Saturday, is sitting at home in your computer. Or really go out, take your computer out, sit in the park and watch the Big O.
Kim Jana jamming for Terminal City. That's her 8th jam of the night, up against Lipitsky for Minnesota, her 7th.
Kim Jana. Yeah, doing a nice job finding a straight up hole on the inside line, pushes her way through it. She becomes your lead jammer, Terminal City. 2 lead jams in a row for Terminal City. Kim Jana taking a knock to the insides. But she is out with 5 big points. Oh, that was a nice move there by Gertrude Stein. A little bit of style as she gets a star pass and is now your jammer here for Minnesota.
And a back block penalty on Kim Jana. Sends her to the box. So it's a Minnesota power jam with Gertrude Stein wearing the jammer star.
Again, Gertrude Stein employing that backwards movement as she goes through the pack. Nice little bump there by Sundown, allows the Terminal City wall to form up around Gertrude Stein. She gets some help from her blockers, but again, trying to go in backwards and getting some hits. Inkshot getting an out of play penalty. Is going to have to let her go, so it's 5 points for Gertrude Stein.
Grand slam for Trudy as she retreats, comes around to the back of the pack. She returns. Dealing with the front pack of Terminal City, gets knocked out to the inside. Retreats behind Sundown. Scarman Electra, a huge smile on her face as she adds out to the box. If I didn't know any better, I would think that Scar just loves getting penalties. She always has a huge smile when she gets called on something. 3 additional points for Trudy there, bringing her up to 13 So Minnesota with 263, Terminal City with 150. 4.5 minutes to go in this game as we are about to begin jam number 13 of the second half. Jam number 33 overall. Jack Pipes in her 10th jamming appearance. Up against Maiden Sane, making her 9th.
Both of our jammers out of the pack in a scoring position. We got a bit of a spread out pack here.
Oh, Jack Pipes. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, no,
here.
it looks like
No.
that was a skating out of bounds penalty here on our green jammer.
Little confusion on the track here between the refs. The refs are calling in. As Count Von Count and the rest of the Aquaman army signal that there has been 4 official timeouts in this game so far.
Is there an Aquaman Army t-shirt? I suppose not,
they don't-
actually. There's
they don't
probably
need
not a
t-shirts. You have to
t-shirt for
paint your
them.
chest.
I
That's
know.
that's the thing.
It's a bit hard for me. Agreed. Yeah, no lie.
They can spell 4-letter words, which is good because I can usually do that too.
I know that I was following along. I'm like, please don't do more than 4 because I get a little confused after that, but I remembered it.
There's a lot of.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it looks like that that penalty on Jack Pipes was reversed there.
So we do have both of our jammers on the track. Aveda Perone in red, Jack Pipes in green. Jack Pipes putting on some jets up at the front of our pack here, using some amazing footwork to come out as your lead jammer. That was aggressive and awesome. Aveda Perone up at the front is able to shake off those last 2 Minnesota blockers, and she comes out. And Jack Pipe's not going to take the opportunity for Aveda to score any points. She calls off the jam. No points in that jam. We're going to reset it up again with 3 minutes left on our clock. You guys, are you having a good time here at the Big O? Me too.
Well, that's good.
I'm sure there's that one person who is sitting there going, no, I just want to go home. Jack Pipes back up on the line again. And that is Maiden Sane for Terminal City. Oh, Jack Pipes outside lane becomes your lead jammer. Maiden Sane's got 1 blocker left to get past, and she does. Both of our jammers now ready to score some big old points.
Jack Pipe calls it after scoring 3 points for Minnesota, 0 for Terminal City. 272.
We have an official review.
Yep. Official review called by Terminal City. Minnesota has 1 team timeout left. No official review. Terminal City has 2 team timeouts. And whether or not they save this official review is really up to the what the refs think about this. If you're here in Eugene, you can visit the Radar booth and register to win a free set of the all-new Radar Halo wheels. Radar Wheels, another proud sponsor of the Big O tournament here in beautiful Eugene, Oregon.
If you feel like you need to do a little bit of relaxing and stretching today, don't forget to visit Flat Mat Yoga. Clean bearings, check. Elbow pads, check. Yoga mat, check. Take care of your most important piece of gear, you. With yoga for skaters by a skater. Find out more at flatmatyoga.com. This weekend, you can get 16% off Flat Mat Yoga by using the code BIGO16, and that is flatmatyoga.com.
A lot of teams traveled a long distance to be here this weekend. Aldriki from Edinburgh, Scotland, traveled 4,700 miles to be here. Helsinki came 5,000, and of course, Victorian, the number 2 team in the world, is here this weekend. They traveled 8,000 miles from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
And I was like, oh my God, that's an 8.5-hour car ride down to Eugene. Oh, I don't know. Oh wait, 8,000 miles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to fly through SFO, and they have $17 hamburgers. So really,
was it
who suffered the most?
Good point.
$10 for a beer? What?
Was it at least a good hamburger?
It was okay.
But not like $17, mind-blowing.
Well, I mean, Scarman got bacon on hers, so that was an additional $2. And I'm a notorious penny pincher, for heaven's sake. Not like Eugene, where everything is cheap and delightful. Oh boy, I really like this town.
At least you don't have to deal with conversion rates. Dear Canadian dollar, please get higher. I want to shop at Trader Joe's again.
Terminal City was contesting the lack of a back block call on one of the Minnesota blockers. So we'll see what happens here in just a second. Oh no, it was on. It was actually on jacked pipes on Minnesota's jammer. So that means Jack Pipes will start off this jam in the penalty box, serving 30 seconds. And it also means that Terminal City will retain their official review for use in the rest of this 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Terminal City was looking for a back block call on the green jammer. Upon review, the initiation was in the back, and it did cause a change in relative position. Terminal City will retain the review, and the the green jammer gets a back block.
Thank you, Kurt. So good. I love your hair. So it is going to be Made Insane who is going to take this power jam for Terminal City. We do have all of our blockers for both of the teams on the track.
This will be Made Insane's 10th trip to the track, jamming tonight.
Made Insane takes a cut to the inside track. It looks like our Terminal City blockers are going to try and give her a little bit of help as she makes her way.
Oh, Minnesota coming up trying to recycle in front of her. She makes it through. When she hopped up there, it nearly seemed like she curved in the air.
Oh, nice work for Made Insane. She's able to ride out that hit on one foot. She gets 5 big points. So we do have our Minnesota jammer out of the penalty box now onto the track. Made Insane is a lap ahead as Minnesota needs to complete their initial pass. Made Insane getting caught up in those Minnesota blockers.
Gertrude Stein, forearm penalty as Made Insane makes it through once again for 4 points.
That was 4 points assessed to Made Insane there. A hit to the outside for our Minnesota jammer again. And Made Insane through with 5 more points, Terminal City. Some nice work by Sundown on the outside. That pulls Jack Pipes back again.
Yeah, it worked for her the first time, but Sundown's second hit was just a little too much for her. An additional 5 points added by Made Insane. That's
so far,
19 point jam.
19. Yeah, great.
And still plenty of time left on the jam clock.
Yeah, Made Insane looks like she's going to try for another pass. Jack Pipes still trying to get through for an initial pass. Bit of a standstill in our track right now. Sundown coming in, trying to help out Made Insane. Get her out for a few more points for Terminal. So looks
an additional 5. That's another 24-point jam for Made Insane. That brings the Terminal City All-Stars up to 174. Minnesota scoreless in that jam, 269. And that, folks, is going to be your unofficial final. We're making sure all of the T's are dotted and I's are crossed.
What a fantastic game here for both of our teams. What a nice way to start out here on track number 2 at the Big O. Again, don't go too far, everybody, because there's going to be more exciting roller derby action. You can even sneak over to one of the other tracks to watch the action there.
Yeah, for a while there, it looked like Minnesota was totally going to run away with it, but those 2 big jams, especially that 35-point jam by Maiden Sane, really brought Terminal back into it, losing by less than 100 points. 269 to 174 in favor of Minnesota.
Fantastic game by Minnesota as they are taking a well-deserved victory lap here. Well, John Maddening, it was very lovely announcing with you here today.
Thanks, Dr. Jenny. We will see you all very soon. Keep your eye on all 3 tracks here today. Next up on track 2, we have Texas B team versus Angel City's B team. Lots of fun. We'll see you all weekend here at the Big O.